Alright, how's everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys. And today we're going to be doing my full review of the 1ByOne Bluetooth keyboard with integrated touchpad. So, y'all already know I got several things I want to cover for you guys. I've been using this for a while. I think I pretty much got a handle on everything I want to cover for you guys. So, it's time to shoot. So, without further ado, let's jump into this. So the first thing I want to talk about with you guys is the build quality, the design, and the overall comfort level. So starting that off, when it comes to build quality, I must say that this guy is constructed quite well indeed. It feels like it's all made out of one piece. There's no rattling, there's no creaking, and it's actually quite solid indeed. So the build quality on this is quite nice. Now, from a design standpoint, this guy is quite nice as well. Everything's clearly labeled. It's nice, it's convenient, and this guy actually packs a ton of features, some of which we're going to cover in a second here. But the thing that I enjoy most about the design is the overall slim profile here. So you can see it's actually very slim, which in my opinion makes this guy actually really portable. So the design on this is quite good. Next, now, although the build quality and the design are quite good, where this keyboard trackpad combo leaves much to be desired is when we come to the comfort. Now, you can see this is a very minimalist / compact keyboard and trackpad. So when it comes to typing, it really is a cramped space in here. And I've actually found that after about 1 to 2 hours of typing, I actually got to take a break and stretch, because to get everything in here the way it's supposed to be, you really got to cram your fingers in. So because it's so compact, it actually takes away from the comfort of this keyboard here. So the comfort takes a hit, but these are just one of those sacrifices you have to make when you want something very compact and portable. So it is what it is. Now, up next, I just want to go over some core features with you guys, and then we're going to move on. So, when it comes to features of this guy has Bluetooth 3.0 in it. Now, that's a mistake, because on Amazon, I do believe that this guy said that it had 4.0, so I was a little bit bummed out about that. But Bluetooth is backwards compatible, so everything still works. More features. As you can see, this guy has multifunction technology in it, so you got a bunch of functions across the top. You got home, you got search, you got language support, you got copy, you got paste, you got all that good stuff built into this guy. And on a side note, the manufacturer says that this guy has a 500 milliamp hour battery in it, and it takes approximately 4 hours to charge, and it should give you 90 days of standby or 90 hours of consecutive use. Yeah. Other features, it is compatible with both Android and Windows, as you can see there. And I have tested this, when you have it connected to your Android device, the caps lock feature does not work. Other things. This device does not work with Windows 8 Mobile. Only Windows desktops and Windows 10 devices. No Windows 8 Mobile in this guy. Other things, you can see, because it's compatible with both operating systems, it has integrated back key for Android. It has your function key, which helps it to connect to Bluetooth and pair. I'm going to cover that in a second. It also has a button here to turn off the trackpad, and a little note, the trackpad on this really does leave a lot to be desired. I found that the touch responsiveness of it is really not too good. So in most cases, I found myself turning off the trackpad and just using my USB mouse here. But other than that, the keyboard functions work exactly as advertised and work pretty well. But I did notice that there are some latency issues and some touch issues with the trackpad. So that's that. I just wanted to point that out for you guys. Now, next, I want to just go over how you pair this guy to different devices. Now, this device does not pair simultaneously to two devices at one time. It's one device at a time. I actually tested this and I connected it to my computer, and then I tried to connect it to my Android phones, and it didn't work. It dropped connection on one to pick up connection on the other. So this is just a one device at a time type deal here. So let's get into that. So right here I have my Droid Turbo. I'm going to show you how to pair this guy up and use it like such. And then if I angle up here, I have my PC already set up and to the Bluetooth settings here. So the first thing you want to do when we talk about steps to pair on this guy, now you want to power it on, and when it's powered on you'll get a green light letting you know the status and it's actually charged. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to press the blue function key and the C key, which also has a Bluetooth indicator on it. That's how you put it into pairing mode. Now this light will start flashing blue, letting you know that the device is ready to pair. Next, let me angle up to my PC here. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is just wait for it to pop up so we can pair it. Now, keep in mind, guys, that sometimes when you try to pair these things, you actually have to toggle things on and off till it pops up. But as you can see, I have a Bluetooth dongle connected to my PC here, and it actually popped up no problem. So you click on it, and you click pair. Then you wait for a dialog box to come up. Now, since I had this previously paired with my computer, it's asking me to re-enter the same passcode as before when it was previously paired. But I want to do a new one so you guys know how it looks when you set it up for the first time. So here we go. I'm going to click this and it's going to give me a new code. Now, when you're pairing it up for the first time and you hit pair, you'll see this dialog box. Now, back on the device, you just want to push that and then type in that code there. It looked like it disappeared for a second there. Hold on. I think we lost it there for a second. Let me try again. And okay, so let me angle back down to the device. And you just want to type that in. So 1 8 3 0 9 1 1 2 and push enter. Alright, let's angle back up. And you'll see it'll connect and begin the pairing process. So after that, it's going to take a few seconds, and then you see it's connected. And now, pretty much, you're ready to start using this guy with your desktop computer and other Bluetooth devices. The pairing process is pretty much the same for Windows devices. Keep in mind it doesn't work with Windows 8 Mobile, and we're going to go over Android in a minute here. But before we cover Android, I just want to point out why I say this thing has latency issues. As you can see right now, it's working quite fine, but I'm touching the mouse pad and it's actually getting very sluggish. Now, one workaround that I found for this is that if you go into your settings and you go to your mouse and touchpad settings and you go to advanced here and you bump up the speed. Now, I actually had to bump up the speed. That's how I got a little bit more responsiveness out of it. But I do notice that even with that done, this guy is still pretty sluggish and sometimes it gets unresponsive. So, that being said, I just use my regular USB mouse right here, and we keep it moving. So I just disable this, and we use the regular mouse, and we keep it moving. So I just wanted to point that out. Now keep in mind, because this is a touchpad, you do have your touch gestures, some of which work for me, some of which didn't, but I equate that to, again, the touch responsiveness and the latency issues of the touchpad itself. So it is what it is. Now, that being said, let me just go ahead and jump back over here and unpair this, and I'm going to show y'all how to pair it up to an Android device. So I'm going to hit remove. This way we don't run into any issues when we're trying to connect it to the Android device. Now, let me angle the camera back down, and we're going to keep it moving. Alright, so we got the device here. Tighten this back up, tighten that back up. Don't want no issues. Tighten this up. And let's put it in the frame a little bit better. Boom. Alright, so I'm going to power this off. Now, let's say you want to connect it to an Android device. So, I got my Droid Turbo here. And the first thing you want to do is power on your device. Alright. Go to Bluetooth. Go into Bluetooth settings. Make sure you turn your Bluetooth on. And then, I think it's not going to come up right away, but now that your Bluetooth is on, there you go. Now, back on the keyboard itself, you want to do the same thing as before. Pay attention to this light here. So you want to power it on. You'll get a status light. As you see, it should be green. Then you want to press the blue function key and the C key with the Bluetooth indicator. Again, putting it in pairing mode. Now, back on your device, your Android device, you just want to refresh the Bluetooth scanning. And you can see right there it popped up. So we're going to tap on it. And again, it has a little code here for us to pair up this device. So we want to just punch in that code real quick. So let's see. 5, 6, 7, 1, 4, 5. Alright. And as you can see, it's going to go through the connection process, and now we are connected up. So now, this works to control your device, and I actually found that the touchpad, as you can see, is a lot more responsive when connected to an Android device. And because you have those Android shortcut keys, you can go home, you can go back, you can pull up a search here, and you can type. So let's say, for instance, that you had to type up something real quick. Let's say you forgot to type up a document and all you had was your smartphone on you. Now, a lot of us nowadays, we have big screen smartphones, so we get a lot of stuff done from our smartphones. But let's say you have fat sausage fingers like myself, so it's a little bit hard for you to type this out via the virtual touchpad. Then this guy might be a good pickup for you, because then you can still type out stuff as needed, type out emails, type out documents, and you have the full convenience of an actual keyboard, which wouldn't be as cramped as using the digital keyboard on your phones. So there is that, and you still have full functionality over your device. So just wanted to point that out real quick. So now let me bring it back home here. Alright, so those were the steps to how to pair it to your Windows PC and your Android device. So that's pretty much that. Now let me take this out, and we're going to keep it moving. Put this back in the frame. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the overall Bluetooth range and the Bluetooth strength. Now, when it comes to the Bluetooth range and strength, I would have to say that the Bluetooth range is actually pretty good. Now, the manufacturer quotes this as having a range of 10 meters or 33 feet, and I actually found that it does function as long as you stay within those parameters. Where, when it comes to the strength, however, I found that it depends on how much interference you have in what particular area that you're using this device. And I actually found that the strength at times does leave a lot more to be desired. But one way to alleviate this is to alleviate the things that cause interference. So let's say if you have a setup like mine, you may want to hook it up to hook up a dongle, Bluetooth dongle to a hub, and just bring that hub out as far as possible away from things that may cause interference, like TVs, desktops, whatever you may have, whatever electronic devices you may have that may cause interference. You want to limit that so you get the best possible performance on your Bluetooth device. But as for me, and in my testing, I found that the strength of this guy does leave a lot more to be desired. Now, next, let's talk about the durability of this guy. Now, I can't really attest to the durability as of yet because I haven't really dropped it. I haven't spilled anything on it. You know, it's been right here on my desk. I use it from time to time, and I've had no issues with it. But I will update you guys down in the comments as to the durability of this device in the future, because I do plan on holding on to this. So, that's it for the durability. Now, we're going to get to the battery and the overall charge times and battery life. Now, the manufacturer says that this should take a little bit over 4 hours to reach a full charge, and that it did. And it says you should get 90 hours of continuous use out of it before you have to charge it again, or 90 days of standby. Now, this is true. I'm actually still on my first charge because I've been using it in little spurts, 2 hours here, 2 hours there, so it hasn't really died yet. So I can't really quote out the battery life for you guys as of yet, but again, I will update you guys in the comments. But there's one thing that I have a little gripe about when it comes to this. Now, this keyboard and trackpad combo here has a built-in 3-second sleep mode. And I really don't like this because there are times when I'm working on work and doing things where I have to switch back and forth between windows. And for those of you who don't know, I actually have cerebral palsy, so it's a muscular disorder. So I have a lot of issues with doing physical things, and I'm not too dexterous when it comes to doing certain things. So even the most mundane of tasks, like switching between windows on a computer, sometimes it takes me a little bit more time than it should. And I've actually found that 3-second sleep timer actually does hinder me a lot, because let's say I go to switch a window and I'm not typing on a particular document for longer than 3 seconds, it'll go ahead and switch itself off. Then I have to go through the whole fuss of trying to get it to reconnect. Now, it does reconnect if you tap certain keys. It does reconnect, but I found that in some cases that I actually have to go ahead and toggle it on and off before it comes back on and works how it's supposed to. So that 3-second sleep timer really ended up to be a hindrance more than a help, but I can understand why they would put that in there, because they're trying to guarantee the most possible battery life out of their device. But it is what it is. I actually thought it was a hindrance. That's why I wanted to point it out to you guys. Alright, next. Now I just want to go ahead and point out some positives and some negatives, and then we're going to talk about the price, and I will give you guys my final thoughts and a recommendation or two. So, let's start off with the positives. 1, you have a solid build quality. You have a solid design. 2, you have a lot of functionality in it because it's compatible with a lot of different devices, whether it be Windows or Android, just as long as you're not running Windows 8 mobile. Okay. Alright. 3, it's actually very portable because of that slim design and that's low profile, which makes this easy to put into a backpack or a purse, or just take with you with your notebooks. If you're in college and you're going between classes, you could do it like that. So that and the overall really solid battery life, which I cannot attest to as of yet, but I will update y'all in the comments as I've said. But I think the battery life on this should hold up quite well. So those are all of the positives. Now, for the negatives. And some of these were some big sore points for me. But negatives. The latency between the Bluetooth connection on my dongle and this Bluetooth keyboard trackpad here. The latency does leave a lot to be desired. 2, the touchpad is not as responsive as it can be, and sometimes I find myself touching it more than I should, so that does leave a lot to be desired. 3, that 3-second sleep timer really does end up to be a hindrance when it comes to my workflow, so that's pretty much a big sore point for me. Now, keep in mind, guys, as I said, I am disabled. I do have CP. This might not be a hindrance for other people, but it is a hindrance for me, so I have to point it out. So that pretty much covers the positives and the negatives. Now, what I want to do for you guys is talk about the price. Now, as always, guys, I picked this guy up from Amazon, and I do have Amazon Prime, and it actually came quite quickly and without issue in the 2-day period, and I actually paid $17 for this guy here. And that being said, and now that we're getting ready to draw this review to a close, you guys may be wondering, do I recommend that you pick this guy up? Now, I'm going to have to say no, because those negatives that I previously talked about were some big sore points for me. So, at least in my opinion, I cannot recommend that you guys pick this up. Now, if you check out my Crazy Deals playlist and go to the keyboard video, you can see that there actually are some other keyboard and mouse combos inside of this price point that I think work out a little bit better. And keep in mind, guys, if you don't see anything on that video that you like, please stay abreast with the comment section, because I do add new deals to those videos via the comment section. So again, guys, I do not recommend that you pick this guy up, but I do recommend that you check out my deals video on wireless keyboards and mouses to, in my opinion, pick up something that's a lot better than this. But again, if you do want to pick this guy up, because maybe you won't have those particular issues, or maybe those negatives aren't big issues for you, if you do want to pick this guy up, please, guys, remember that all links to where to purchase this will be down in the video description. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed the video, please help your boy out and give the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. If you want to see more raw, uncut content like this, because you never really know what's going to happen when I push record, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you get notified as soon as new videos become available on YouTube. And lastly, guys, and as always, if you know anyone out there looking for some quality devices or products at some really great prices, please share with them my videos, because I'm doing this for everyone, because we all deserve the best. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace.